Welcome with the flick, everybody. Alonso, Meredith, and Ben here to discuss the 73rd or the 47th or the 58th or the 109th Golden Globes. Last night in Los Angeles on NBC. What a show. So I love the I've always loved the Golden Globes because it's a fun program.
Yeah.
But I'm reminded of, I'm sure I know you did, but
What?
did you ever watch Match Game?
Nope.
Match Game, one of the great game shows of, I think, the greatest game show of all time. 6 celebrity kind of panelists would fill in the blank to a phrase, like, Alonso was so drunk he.
How drunk was he?
All right. How drunk was he? He grabbed his husband's blank instead of his pants, right? Yeah, whatever. And then but in the 70s, when the show was a hit, from like 73 to 78, you couldn't say stuff. So you couldn't say penis. You couldn't say any other euphemisms for penis.
Oh, yeah, they stopped taping when Marsha Wallace wrote genitalia down.
That's
once.
right. So, but they got around it by being clever. And
I said hinder.
right, exactly. Right. And so then they brought the show back in like the 90s with Vicki Lawrence as the host. And by then the rules had changed so that you could say cock, right? And it wasn't funny at all, right? It was a disaster. And so the Golden Globes were funny when it was a party and nobody seemed to care, right? But the moment that they decided that, oh, this is a party and we're supposed to not seem to care, they lost the magic of not seeming to care, and now it looks like everybody trying to look like people who don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, you will never see an award show where more people are making fun of the people giving them awards, you know?
Right.
I mean, the Oscars are just as stupid, but no one is going to spend the evening going, oh, the Academy, those hacks, you know?
Totally,
but
that's
here it's like the 80 people in the Hollywood Foreign Press Association are being belittled and berated for the whole evening on a show that they're sponsoring. I tweeted last night that the HFPA is like the one guy in the group who laughs loudest when the cool kids make fun of him,
That's right, yeah. They're a little too, so everybody got too inside the joke.
Yeah.
So, and so I say that not to criticize any person, because I think Ricky Gervais I think it's an incredibly hard job, and I think he's extremely good at it.
He had some good one-liners, although I think looking super bored to be there is maybe not the way to host a show.
But that's part of this going too far. Like now we've come to accept that this is a silly show. Like, let us call it a silly show. You guys get loose, but don't there has to be some straight man attempt here. Otherwise, it's no longer funny.
Yeah.
Someone has to, don't let us be in on your joke or something. It's like, I like to enjoy it and watch it, but I don't know. But I like when Tina and Amy host.
They were great.
They were also great. I think it's a great rotation.
If everyone on stage is telling you that this is a waste of time, it's like, well, then why are we here?
Exactly.
Why are we all gathered here for this?
It's like I can just read the highlights in the morning.
Yeah, Brie Larson, I think, is the one person who genuinely thanked them,
And the girl for best comedy series.
Oh, right, yes, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Well, I don't remember her name, but also the people then who win an award and take it seriously, like Brie Larson, although she was lovely and deserved it, by the way, and that woman. Oh, I think she's the best performance of the year by a woman for me. But either way, you would acknowledge she deserves consideration. Like, it's not an outrage that she won. Right? But and Lady Gaga, then Lady Gaga looks foolish for caring and legitimately accepting an award, and then that you feel bad for her. But I haven't seen American Horror Story, and so I don't know if she was good.
Well, as somebody pointed out, this is the group that Glenn Close lost to Madonna twice.
Right. So there's no way that she was the best actress in whatever category she was in. But they needed her to come, and the rumor about the Golden Globes is that they will tell you won to get you to
ensure
go.
that you'll show up.
I don't know if it's true, but you hear that often, and it makes me think that's why the making The Martian a comedy is absurd, but it enabled them to nominate The Martian,
and to award it,
and then to award it, and to get Matt Damon to come, and Matt Damon coming is
I think the best acting of the year is not what's in the movies. It's when Kate Winslet does the, what? Me? What? That bit at the table, that's some acting right there.
Yeah, but I feel like they told, because you don't see DiCaprio either. I feel like they told DiCaprio and Damon ahead of time, no, you've won.
Yeah, and for all the people who are reading into that, this means DiCaprio is going to win that Oscar. Just a reminder, this is his 3rd Golden Globe.
Is that right?
Yes. So let's not correlate too heavily.
But also, just from a production point of view, so I think they've lost control of a little bit. They need to redirect a little more seriousness, but not too much, but a little more. But then, but when you wait all night and you have DiCaprio there, and this is a guy who I just watched him on Ellen, a clip that was on the internets, and like he's freaking charming. My God, he's so lovely, this guy. And I know that's probably an incredibly dumb thing to say, but we don't see him.
He doesn't share that very often.
Right, he doesn't share that. So then he wins because they told him ahead of time.
Allegedly.
I'm positive. And then he comes up and gives a speech, and 28 seconds into the speech, they're playing him off like it's DiCaprio. This was the whole point. This was the point of the show. It's the Leonardo DiCaprio show. Stop that.
Well, I think somewhere around Taraji P. Henson, everybody was like, I'm going to keep talking. You know?
Yeah, right. And good for her.
Ridley Scott, it's like, boy, you never tell a director anything.
Right.
Because he was just like, yep, I'm going to keep reading off this list. And I'll tell you, if anything damages his chances of winning an Academy Award, if this thing has any sort of predictive qualities, it's that it's a dress rehearsal to see what their speech on the Oscars are going to be like. Which doesn't always work. Keaton gave a great Golden Globe speech and didn't win anyway last year. But, you know, if people are thinking that Ridley Scott, after a lifetime of, making successful and acclaimed movies and not winning anything, is, if that's going to be his Oscar win, reading off a list, that was not a good dress rehearsal.
And I got it. Denzel Washington, it's charming that you forget your glasses.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you could just talk about anything that isn't just a list of agents.
Yeah.
Because it was a nice... It was a nice it was a nice tribute.
And Jessica Christian, that was the other thing that Ridley Scott said last night.
Oh, he said Jessica
Christian.
Oy, oy, oy. Oy, oy,
So
oy.
even with a list.
I didn't, yeah.
And Stallone apparently did get around to thanking Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan during the break. Like he went back on stage, realized
he got
that he had
vilified
forgotten.
on Twitter for it. I think he didn't say Jordan. He did say Coogler.
No, he didn't say either during the broadcast.
No,
you mean at the break?
When he went back, he only said Coogler.
Oh, I had heard that he said Coogler, and then he also said that Jordan and Tessa Thompson did the heavy lifting, and he just sort of.
Oh, maybe. Okay, that could have been. But anyway, he. But like, part of the problem is like we need to cut these people a break. Like we've just given you a very astute analysis of what's wrong with the show. Like, this is because it's not like Ricky Gervais made too many dumb jokes, and like obviously the Jeffrey Tambor thing, like. That was a low point, right? Because it just went on and on and on, and I think we're over that.
Yeah, there was a tee-hee level to the trans. Right. Kind of like, but basically, you're smarter than that, Ricky Gervais. Come on.
But basically, like to get on, like Sylvester Stallone won, and in a moment of these guys are not beyond. It was a big deal for him, a euphoric excitement. And
he didn't win for Rocky, for God's sake.
And forgetting to thank your co-stars or your director it's okay. Even if he didn't go back, but he did go back, but just like calm down. It doesn't make him a bad guy.
Okay, but you have to think of it this way, though. He thanked like the people who got the original Rocky made.
Yeah.
And this movie only happened because Ryan Coogler was like, I have an idea for how to restart this thing.
No.
I'm just saying, I think, yes, there are some cases where it's like, come on, you can't get to everybody, and the orchestra's playing, and I get it. But come on, Ryan Coogler engineered and architected this whole thing.
I got you. It's just a question of the level of outrage. And the problem is that one observation like that of like, hey man, maybe you should thank your director, he got this made, as opposed to it's a suggestion that something like that you could forget even that person once you're up there.
Sure.
I
don't know that it was a firestorm. Ava DuVernay had a tweet about it. Sam Jackson had one that he immediately then said, oh, no, okay, I get it. You forgot. That's like, even he dialed it back immediately.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So I don't think people went too bananas about it.
Well,
but it was no, at the time, I don't often notice this, but I was like, did he just not mention Coogler?
Yeah. Anyway, so by the way, it's great, Creed, if you haven't seen it. And I think Stallone is great. I don't see how.
See, that's an Oscar like dry run speech that they're all going, okay, yes, him,
Right.
Because he's going to give us that sentimental moment of like old guy who we've written off as a joke, now kind of reminding us why he was ever relevant, and
But we saw the guy who should win the Oscar up on stage for one.
Wolf Hall, Mark Rylance.
Mark Rylance is so good, man. But I would love it if Stallone won.
Look, Mark Rylance will dine out on losing an Oscar to Sylvester Stallone for the rest of his life.
That's true. That's totally true.
And like Ian McKellen and Roberto Benigni,
I thought Gervais was funny. We just watched the clip of the Mel Gibson moment, which I hadn't seen live. I saw it being tweeted about. I was on an airplane, and but that was funny. Like that moment where he goes, I blame NBC, Mel blames No, we know who Mel blames. But I don't know. I just think it's impressive.
No, that's like the right amount of irreverence.
Yeah.
And like, okay, come on. And I like that. And I like a little bit they blurped out. I mean.
But which was what the fuck is
Sugar tits
even?
mean?
Yeah, you don't need to leave your drink here. I'll put you to sleep another way, son of a bitch.
Listen,
Yes.
can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
I think we all want the answer to this.
Mhm.
What the fuck does sugar tits even mean?
And then Mel said, "I don't know. Ask the guy who said it. It was you." Unless he means
Yeah.
Yes.
drunk me.
Drunk
Yeah,
Mel,
That's
yeah.
different, which gives him a pass. But it's more than irreverence because I mean you're calling a guy anti-Semitic before you introduce him. That's a big.
And the last line of the evening was, and for me and Mel Gibson, shalom.
Oh, is that right?
That was the last thing Gervais said all night. So he was just like,
But what I am amazed by is that I don't know if this is a sign that Mel's back. He's got a movie coming out, so that he directed. But and I liked the movie that came out right after the scandal, which had the title of some
The Beaver?
Edge of Darkness. Oh, that was a little right before, I think.
that rings a bell.
Yeah, I liked it. It was really good. But and it was one of those February movies that you don't Liam Neeson. But I mean, like the Jewish stuff gets talked about. I mean, here, look, my people. I guess we do control Hollywood. But this guy told his girlfriend that he hopes she gets raped by a pack of N-words.
Yeah.
Like that seems unrecoverable to me.
But he's a white man in Hollywood, and
Right.
I bet the capacity to forgive him is very high.
But somehow we're more focused on the Jews start all the wars.
Yeah.
I don't know. The other one seems way worse.
Yeah, sugar tits isn't even on the list.
It's Biff. That's all. That's too funny. It's too funny to be outraged by.
But the other thing about that show, I mean, part of the whole we can't take this seriously is that when they come back from commercial, everyone in that room is still talking to each other. Like when Will Ferrell scolded them, that's a real thing. No one in the room is listening to anything you're saying when you've just gotten back from commercial.
Yeah, they need to tighten it up a little. Match game 75, not match game 95.
Sorry, go.
I just want to say I think this is very telling. We've spent most of this time with you guys critiquing how the show is run than us actually talking about who got awarded what. So
oh yeah, that's true.
I
right?
just want to point that out, Golden Globe.
All right, do you have do you have an outrage, a Golden Globe out? Because I have an outrage.
I mean, I'm just a little bit outraged with some of the television picks. Though apparently I need to watch Mr. Robot.
And Mozart in the Jungle.
Yeah, what is that? I don't.
Apparently it's an Amazon show
Sure,
that gives really good luncheons.
Because all I know about the Amazon shows were Man in the High Tower came out
and Transparent, yeah.
And
Bosch is good too.
And the Hand of God.
Well, right.
But
Mr. Robot, I've seen 2 episodes of on
Yeah.
a plane, and I got it. It's excellent.
Okay.
And based on the people, Alonso, we watch so many shows, and based on the shows that we like, people telling me, dude, watch Mr. Robot. So I'm going to give Mr. Robot a pass for its win. I haven't seen Mozart in the Jungle, but fuck off. No way. No way did that deserve to win. And everyone is saying it. Like everyone is like on the Yahoo review today was like, it's fine. And once you're done binge watching everything else, have at it.
Get
right?
to it, yeah.
Right? But the best show, I mean, that's...
Yeah, I mean, when they went down that list of what was nominated, it was like Veep and Transparent and all these really amazing, just like, really? Mozart in the Jungle?
There's no way. I don't have to see one frame of it. I know. I've watched enough television. I know that's, I don't know. And maybe it's the, it's the foreign Europeanness of the Hollywood foreign
That's
press.
true, yeah. Gal Garcia Bernal and,
But I mean,
Fargo got screwed.
Kirsten
obviously.
Dunst,
Come on.
she was so
I know.
good.
She's so fantastic. I binged that show as much as I could over the Thanksgiving holiday, and then I caught up when I came back, and I'm like, this is fantastic. This is, one of the darkest, and I compare season 2 of Fargo to everything of Breaking Bad. That's how good Fargo season 2 was for me.
Okay.
So, and I feel like
I think they probably hurt themselves with the aliens. I think legitimately they may.
okay.
Better Call Saul also, empty-handed.
Nothing.
So Mozart in the Jungle is better than Better Call Saul. Fine. Okay, fine. No way. No way. That's insane.
Yeah.
I don't have to see it. You don't have to see it.
Not going to see
I'm
it.
that good. All right.
But you know, movie-wise, I didn't love The Revenant, but I understand why people dig it. You know, and I didn't love Room, but I get why people are excited about her performance.
Right. I did love Room, and
I
you know,
thought it was
Carol got nothing. Spotlight got nothing.
Yeah, oh God, why did Spot not like? I just saw that again, and
Yeah.
it's such a.
I think did Mad Max get nothing?
It got a nod, but it didn't get
Well, it
anything.
got nominated, but
Spotlight
yeah.
got nominated
Yeah.
too. But yeah, I don't. Didn't the Producers Guild leave out Carol?
I think they might have.
Yeah. So that's much more telling than this
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Carol's Oscar. But you know, you know, Spotlight to me, and Spotlight and Room were my favorite movies of the year, and Spotlight was thought to be the favorite, but it means nothing.
No,
It means
exactly.
nothing.
And that's the thing. It's like, you know, when part of the whole like goofing on the Golden Globes for how pointless they are, I think that it, like you said with Lady Gaga, it devalues the win even
Yeah.
because, you know, if you lose, you can be like, well, it was the Golden Globes, whatever. But then if you win, of course you're excited that you won, but you still won a Golden Globe.
Yeah.
You know?
So they need to fix that tone so that the win at least means something.
Yeah.
They just need a 31. They need 31% more serious, but not nearly as serious as the Oscars. The
No,
drinking,
no.
the fun drinking, which is what Match Game was so great.
Yeah.
They used to shoot many episodes.
Oh.
Yeah,
And by the
at
end of Match Game,
lunchtime, they would like the white wine came out, and then by
Nice.
the
all
later
the
shows.
celebrities were
Oh,
wasted.
that's perfect.
So Wednesday through Friday was, you know.
And another thing is, I love the outfits for the Golden Globes. Everyone kind of has a little bit more fun. They're not,
Sure.
you know. It's
Yeah,
nice. I'm gonna say that. I love fashion.
All right, so
It was a slog, though. There have been
Yeah.
years where it was, you know, I think Tina and Amy kind of kept things rolling. This was, by the end of it, it was sort of like,
right, because again, you mentioned it, Gervais reading the card and seeming bored.
Yeah.
Like, don't seem bored.
Yeah.
You can make fun without.
you can be above it all without being actually bored. Yeah.
That's right. That said,
Yeah.
still kind of a fun show to watch. Okay, that was fun to talk about too.
And Oscar nominations are soon,
Thursday.
right? Oh, Thursday. Well, so Thursday, come back. We'll be talking about those.
Do we think Force Awakens gets an Oscar?
I would hope for like sound.
Like for
or-
here, Golden Globes, you would think they were a surefire bet to, but it didn't screen before the
Yeah.
Oh, right.
voting had to happen.
It might. You know, this is. It's funny. I have read. There are people who do this for a living, and bless you, because I could never do it. I have read why this could be the first year that we get only 5 nominations, or why this will be the year that we get 10 Best Pictures. You know, so it all depends on who you ask.
Will
So
it pull a Lord of the Rings and actually get in there?
you know, I
think-
mean, the original got nominated for Best Picture. You know, but I don't know.
Right. The cynical theory is it will because
It made money.
and because that'll drive
Younger
significant
viewers to watch
eyeballs
the show. Yeah.
to watch the show. But I don't
I mean,
know.
Avatar got nominated for
Right,
Best
but I
Picture.
don't think you
right.
can. Right, and was supposed to win until
Until Cameron gave a shitty Golden Globe speech, and
Is
then
that right?
suddenly, yes, and then Catherine Bigelow stepped up. So
I
you
would
know,
like to think that everyone just realized that movie was terrible.
or that.
all right, guys. Thanks for watching. This was fun. Meredith, Alonso, thank you. See you next year when we talk about the Golden Globes again. We'll have like 800 videos before that.
Yeah.